There's the man. Good work, Henry.
Thank you, sir.
I'd tell you to take a well-earned rest, but unfortunately I need one more thing from you.
Whatever you command.
Jezek refuses to talk to us. The stubborn bastard's asking to see you.
Me?
Indeed. Normally I'd send for Captain Bernard to beat it out of him, but then I told myself, if he's so keen to speak to you...
I'll try to get something out of him. Where is he?
He's locked up in the tower. Bernard will give you the key.
Very well, sir. I need the key to Jezek's cell.
So Radzig let him have his way in the end. He should have let me beat some answers out of him.
Don't take it that way. He probably wants to talk to me because he reckons he can hoodwink me. But that's where he's wrong.
Just try not to mess it up. Here's that key.
Thanks.
Take care.
Yeah.
Hola, buenas tardes, buenos días, buenas pollas te comías. ¿Qué os contáis? Ayer os estuve esperando, cabrones. Si no os conectasteis luego por la tarde, ni nada. ¿Puedo jugar a la mierda esa del día 5 Daylight? No, si no estoy ahí. Tranquilo que no. Que no. Ay, que no. Tía, que alto. No, está ahí, pero no sé yo. Que no, que... Cago en la puta. Que no. Hostia, que alto. Os escucho alto, pero de más. Tengo que bajar esto. Ahora. Que no me voy, que no. Que no. Luego esta tarde si me da el venazo. Cuando deje de estudiar. ¿Dónde coño está esto? Que no.
Well, finally, I've had quite a wait.
Why do you want to talk to me, of all people?
You brought me here. You should consider it an honor.
If hanging around in a damp dungeon with a condemned man is your idea of honor...
You're not seeing the bright side. You can be the one who uncovers a conspiracy against the king for your master. You don't get an opportunity like that every day. It did cross my mind, though, that it might be nice to get some assurances for my cooperation. After all, I'm the one the Margrave unjustly declared the scourge of the land and expelled from Moravia. They even pulled my beautiful castle down. It was the necessity of making a living that forced me to take some liberties.
Do you really want to question the authority of the Margrave?
I've always been loyal to the crown, but what can I do when the Margrave stole my fief?
That's not why we're here. I don't care about your conflict with the Margrave. It's your crimes against the king I'm worried about. The king you say you've always been so loyal to.
Very well, ask me anything you want. I won't be obstructive.
What I want to know most of all is who's behind it. Who are you making those forgeries for?
Do you think I couldn't have handled it all myself?
No.
I'm not trying to insult you. It's just
Luego
not a
esta
job
tarde,
one man
si
could
estoy
do
jugando,
alone.
cuando deje de
All
trabajar,
right,
de
the way
de
it
estudiar.
began was I was short of coin, as usual. So I let those crimps in Sázava recruit me.
Recruit you into what?
I didn't inquire too much. In this business, you don't ask too many questions. But when they found out I wasn't just anybody, they put me in charge of the counterfeiting. A foreigner by the name of Eric gave me instructions. But for sure, he isn't the chief. And there's someone highly placed at the monastery who's mixed up in it too. But I don't know who.
How did you come to hear of all this business?
I met some old friends in Colleen a few months ago, and they said they were heading for Sázava, that armed men were being recruited, and they'll hire anyone.
Old friends? Who were they?
Just a couple of brigands. We used to ambush the Margrave's messengers in Moravia together.
Nice friends you keep.
I was in dispute with the Margrave. A man in my position finds himself mixed up with all sorts.
And then what?
Rapota and I had been living off stale crusts for a month, so I wasn't going to turn down the chance of work, honest or otherwise. We rode to Sázava and met with the recruiters. It didn't take long to realize I was a nobleman fallen on hard times, not some common peasant.
Can you get to the point?
Well, they introduced me to this Eric, and he told me what was needed. They set up the workshop, got the men, the supplies, everything.
Crimps? You're telling me this Eric is recruiting armed men in Sázava?
Well, it seems so. I was giving the recruiters some of the coins to do it. The fake ones, of course.
Where can I find the recruiting gang?
That's tricky. It was my friends who led me to them. We met with them in the woods next to Sázava. It's about who you know, as always.
You said you gave them money. Where was that?
They'd ride to the mine gallery to see me. I don't suppose you'd find them there now.
If you say so.
This Eric, you reckon he's not the one in charge?
He puts on airs, but he's just a naive young pup. And he's always going on about his lord, though he never mentioned him by name.
Where can I find this Eric? You must have had some meeting place.
He used to come to the workshop unannounced. And after what's happened, I doubt he'll be showing his face there again.
This highly placed person at the monastery, what can you tell me about him?
I've no idea who he is, only that he's no small fry. After all, he handles the exchange of the forgeries in Passau.
I see. Is there anything else at all you can tell me about him?
No, he was supposed to supply me with materials too, but he backed out. Eric said he probably got cold feet.
That'll do me for the moment.
Will you put in a word for me with Sir Radzig? I'll swear allegiance to him if he'll have me. I'm sick of being a renegade.
I'll have to think about it. I don't want to annoy Sir Radzig.
Cucumbers! Lovely cucumbers!
Man cannot live by bread alone, but he can't live without it either.
have you learned?
All sorts of things.
There's some foreigner called Eric behind the counterfeiting ring, and someone highly placed at the monastery.
The monastery? Really?
That's what Yezhek claimed.
So it's worse than I thought. If this is true, we'll have to proceed with the utmost caution.
Why? Can't we just go to the monastery to investigate?
No. If the church is truly involved, I have no authority.
So what will you do?
I'll have to think about it. It won't be an easy nut to crack. I'll have to consult with Hanush. And what of this Eric? Who is he?
I don't know, but he's recruiting armed men in Sázava and forming an army.
Damn! So it looks like Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
It most certainly wasn't, sir. And what's more, Sir Yezhek is convinced this Eric is only a go-between, and there's someone bigger behind him.
You should return to Sasso and take a closer look at those recruiters. If they're going to attack, we must find out sooner than last time.
It might not be as straightforward as that. So Yezhek didn't know them and has no idea how to find them.
You'll have to manage somehow, my lad. Don't tell me there's an armed force amassing here and nobody knows anything. Go to Sasso and try to find them.
I'm not sure where to start, sir.
Then ask around the alehouses and inns, or at the Rathaus. Someone must have heard something. These things can't be entirely kept in the dark. Whatever you do, be careful, Henry. And best not mention my name. It would attract unwelcome attention. What we want is for the crimps to take you for just another village lad they can lure into their gang.
All right, sir. I'll try to blend in as best I can.
I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I know of no one else who could help as much as you can now.
Sir, there's one more thing. Sir Yezhek went with me without resistance, because I promised him he could come to an agreement with you.
My boy, my boy. You make promises in my name? That could turn out very badly for both of us. But, if it can prevent bloodshed, why the hell not? We may well come to some arrangement after all, but I can't say yet what will become of him. You'd better run along.
As you command, sir.
Hey, you bastard! What are you doing creeping around here? We've had all sorts of vermin here lately, robbing, raping and killing, but not anymore. Now you've got us to deal with. What were you expecting? Hand over your coin.
You want coin, do you? For the funeral, I suppose. A coffin and a priest. Sorry, but your old woman will have to pay for that. Better start running if you don't want to die.
Come now, no need to get upset. It's just a bit of banter, nothing more. So I'll be on my way then. Farewell.
Good day to you. Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
And what's your idea of suspicious?
Have you heard of anyone looking to hire some rough men?
Mercenaries, you mean?
Yes.
There were some fellows conspiring here in the corner twice a week, and others coming and going. They didn't look entirely respectable, but they never made any trouble.
And what happened to them?
I don't know, they just stopped coming. And I haven't seen hide nor hair of them since.
You haven't heard anything about where they went?
How could I have? They just stopped coming, and that's that.
Is there any way I'll recognize them?
Unquenchable thirst? They drank like fish. They were rough-looking, too. Big-bearded and scruffy. Aside from that, they mostly kept to themselves.
That's not much help. What did they do while they were waiting for someone?
They drank. And they played dice. I do remember there were always dice on the table.
Where do you think they might be meeting now?
How should I know? I'm an honest innkeeper, not a man-at-arms. They could be meeting at another inn. They could be meeting in the woods by the light of the moon, for all I know.
So they were fond of dice, were they? And where would you find a game around here?
Anywhere there's dice and usually drink. That's all you need for a game. Although it dawns on me now, I never saw Simon with those men, oddly enough. He's got a nose for drunken dice players with a coin to lose.
Simon who?
Why, the young miller. He runs Catzick Mill. Neighbours are always slandering him for trafficking, but who knows? Maybe he just has a knack for business.
You don't know where I might find some more dishonourable folk.
And why would you want them? You'll set tongues wagging about you.
But they'd be the ones to know what reputable townsfolk don't.
I grant you that. Well, we don't have an executioner, just a knacker. But he's an odd fellow. Like any knacker, I suppose. And there's some strange tales about Miller Simon, too. But I'd say it's just jealousy.
What can you tell me about the knacker?
Decent folk don't talk about him. He deals in carcasses.
I was hoping you'd tell me a bit more than that.
Why should I care about him? He lives in a house by the church, and that's all I know. And all I'll say.
What can you tell me about Simon?
There's not much to tell. He runs Katzig Mill, and some say thieves meet there at night. But isn't there gossip about every miller? I don't think he's a sinner. But only God knows for sure.
Anything else?
You might not find him at the mill. He's a busy man, always out and about making some deal or other. And he likes to throw dice, especially when he sees a fat purse hanging on a drunken belly.
What can you tell me about
decent folk?
Thank you for the help.
Not at all. But why off so soon? Sit down for a tankard or a bite to eat.
Farewell.
Good day to you.
May the Lord watch over you.
Be off now. Jesus Christ be praised.
Are you the local knacker?
I'm the local grave digger. But if there aren't any burials to take care of, I'll turn me hand to knackering.
Well, then you might know a lot of things that others don't.
I'm a decent man. Not always honest, but decent.
Anything fishy going on in these parts?
There certainly is. Candles are being stolen from the church. As brazen as that. What sort of people do that?
Ah, but have you heard of anyone around here hiring adventurers and bandits?
How would I know that? Most people avoid talking to me. I don't even go to the tavern much these days.
Thank you. I'll be going now.
Very well. Feel free to stop by any time. People shy away from me, except when there's a death or the cesspit's full. God be with you.
As you can imagine. Even more when I told her Tonda will take everything she makes.
That's great. A bit of extra coin never hurts.
Good health to you, sir. Farewell. God be with you, good sir. God be with you.
Coming. Good health to you. What can I do for you? Take care.
Good day to you.
There.
What's your plan?
Otter's busy making a very pretty suit of armor for the bailiff. So I was thinking, if we could show that pretty armor of his is absolutely useless, he'd be disgraced.
And how am I supposed to see to that?
Well, I'd reckon we'd arrange a duel of champions with bludgeons. You'll put on Vitus's armor, and Otter will send his champion in that tin shit of his. You invite the bailiff to watch, and Otto will be made a laughingstock in front of everyone.
Then what do I get out of it?
Vitus will let you have the cuirass from his suit of armor, and I'll throw in a few groschen on top.
Sounds good.
And I'm sure a fellow like you will be glad to be on good terms with the best armorer for miles around, eh?
That remains to be seen.
I'll bring it right away.
I don't much like the sound of that. Better count me out.
Please yourself. I'll get someone else to do it. May the Lord watch with you.
Here.
Good health to you.
I'm looking for some people you might know something about.
If they come here to drink, maybe. But I won't aid you in any mischief.
I've heard some rough men come here looking to recruit. Have they ever stopped in to eat or drink? Or to arrange something?
There were some brawlers that used to fight behind the tavern, but they raised such a commotion. I went and complained, and the town watch drove them off somewhere.
I wasn't thinking about that, lot. I'm looking for recruiters that hire mercenaries and other cutthroats.
You don't know about that. Every once in a while, a merchant will hire some help or an escort, but nothing more. Nobody comes here regular. I'd notice if they did.
Do you happen to know where the brawlers you complained about moved on to?
I've not got the slightest inkling. Oh, I'm just glad all the shouting stopped. It scared the horses in the stables.
You haven't heard talk of any scoundrels in town?
Well, I have heard some things, but I can't say if they're true or not. There's some that talk just to hear the sound of their own voices.
And who's the most frequent topic of that kind of gossip?
Miller Simon. They say he's rich with coin, and it's not from the mill. But that's nonsense. Folk just don't know how much a mill can earn.
Anyone else?
Aye, there's talk of the knacker giving people the evil eye, or them that's not in bailiff's good graces. But I don't suppose that's what you want to know.
Thank you, innkeeper.
Not at all. Would you like something to eat? Or drink?
Is there somewhere I could sleep here?
I suppose I could find something. For how long?
Just the one night.
All right. Money up front, though.
Here you are.
You'll like it here. Like sleeping on a cloud it is.
I wanted to ask you again, innkeeper. Thank you, innkeeper.
Not at all. Would you like something to eat? Or drink? God be with you.
voy a ir a comer en breves. En breves instantes. Sí, yo también voy a ir. Yo a las 3 estaré estudiando. 3 y media, 4 estaré estudiando. O sea que yo hasta las 7, 6 y media, 7 no. Hay que leerse hasta la letra pequeña, Joan. No, yo no, yo ya te digo, entre las 7... ¡Oh, no, hombre! ¡Hala! Por el culo lo eché. Adiós. A ver. Digo yo, esta gente se conectará y digo, voy a jugar a Destiny mientras. ¿Qué hago? ¿Voy para allá? El problema es chico. Vamos a ver qué hay por allí.
Yeah.
God save. What can I do for you?
You haven't heard of any recruiters around here, have you? People looking for armed men?
Perhaps, but I'll not speak of it now.
Why not? It's important.
Because we're in the middle of something.
Come on. Nothing bad will happen if you talk to me.
Perhaps not, but I'll tell you when we're done. My memory will be sharpened.
Right. Christ, it's like pulling teeth with you. I hope you're more generous with your groschen than your words.
Goodbye.
I'd like you to teach me how to be better at stealth.
Certainly.
I'd like to hone my skills.
All right, but it'll cost you.
¿Qué pasa, Mollipan, tío? Hostia, 540, va.
Now, pay close attention.
¿Qué te cuentas? Me voy a comer en breves instantes. No, ahora no tengo misiones. A mí me ha dicho que están en medio de algo. Ah, igualmente, tío. Ay. Pero en fin, vamos a ver. Me ha dicho que están en medio de algo, tío. Es que ya no sé ya. Me hace dar más vueltas que un trompo. Voy a tener que volver aquí y volver a guardar. Lo voy a guardar aquí. Si no, adiós. Venga, va. Que hay que comer, si no... Es muy largo. Muy largo. No tiene nada. Liquidado, pero del todo. ¿No es aquí donde había un tesoro? No. El tesoro estaba aquí.
What are you doing, you murderer?
What on earth are you talking about?
What are you doing here, nearby a corpse? Nearby a murder?
Venga, hasta luego, Molly. A ver. 18 de 10.
I'm travelling the province in the service of Sir Radzig Kobyla.
Sir Radzig? Heavens! Begging your pardon. I didn't mean anything. All right. I suppose you're not the guilty one after all.
I'm glad you saw sense. And what exactly were you doing here, anyway?
What are you getting at?
It'll be easier for you if you confess.
You can't go flinging around accusations against honest folk. I'm going to the town to report you. You see if I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bajar a la taberna. Lo voy a dejar aquí.
Yeah. Yeah.
¿Y por qué no puedo pasar ahora a mi habitación?
My respects to you.
Have you got a bed for the night?
Aye, there's room here. For how long?
Just the one night?
All right. Money up front, though.
Here you go.
You'll like it here. Like sleeping on a cloud it is. Good luck to you.